Alrighty, session is firing. Can we get the 1K stack on stream? That is the question. Couple of hands here. Ace Jack, Jack 10. With the Ace Jack, we are just going to min raise it here. Just try isolate the fish, and we're going to raise up Jack 10. We're a little bit short. I probably would lean towards calling a bit more, but that's okay. Hopefully we can ignition lets us rebuy now at least. This is a pretty interesting spot here because there's a dry side pot. There's actually not going to be a ton of betting going on here. It's going to be really weird. There's a little bit of money to be made. We're just going to actually go something like really small. You can't get to use really big sizes in dry side pots. I think we're just going to do something like that. It's just very awkward because like we don't get we don't get a great price to bluff. We have a royal now. I think we just go something really small. I think something like that. I could also consider. Yep, and that's a royal flush on stream, guys. There we go. I mean, we don't get paid as much as we'd like, but it's always a good way to kick it off with a royal on stream. I've had a few of these recently, so and this is a pretty easy fold. Cool. King 4. Could consider playing this versus the shorter stack, actually. But yeah, he's got a shorter stack, so we are going to actually just like assume he's a bit of a fish, and we are going to play the King 4 off. Not our strongest hands, but like even like, we're going to be playing like King 5 off like pretty regularly. Like we do actually have an over and a backdoor now. We are in position. This is pretty small sizing, so we're going to float one. We pick up a gut shot. We'll be continuing depending on the size. And now we are just going to start taking stabs at it. I think now, we don't really, I'm not going to get their off run enough. So, and this is going to be a pretty easy bluff. Cool. King high, please fold. Fold. Yeah, there we go. Bluffing sauce, get it done. There we go. All right, this table, we're going to leave that. Got to check this again. We get raised here, which is pretty curious. We do block a ton of the board, and here we're actually just going to go for the check raise on the river. We rolled pretty low, so fortunately doesn't give us option. This is really weird. I'm not feeling great about this, but I think we just blocked so much of the board we are going to continue. Hopefully, if we give up river, he just jams it. I mean, it's really curious. Like, does he just have King 10? I'm going to fold this because I just don't think that he's bluffing, but I am very suspicious. Very suspicious, to say the least. Alrighty. Ace Jack. We've rolled a pretty high number here. We actually are going to go for the 4 bet here. This is definitely going to get in. Just doesn't play super well as a call, but like, we're obviously not folding this here. This guy is just snap clicking buttons. I have a feeling this might just be a whale. Ace Jack's not going to call it off, but like I'm very suspicious now of whatever he's doing. There's a big stack doing something weird, so we're just going to keep our eyes on this. Might be calling off a little bit light. I have a feeling he did bluff me off that hand previously, to be honest. So, when you start seeing some things like that, you start going, oh, maybe they got me. Maybe I got. So. We are just going to continue as a call. Don't really want to raise and just get it in. And there we go. We have a flush. Going to just go for a small size, and there's not going to be like too much to worry about. We're just going to go half pot, actually. Queen 9's going to have to continue with the overs and the backdoors. Could raise, could call. Oh, it's going to call. We get raised here. This is going to be a continue. We're just going to call. Maybe he's bluffing. Maybe he's not. Always calling. Jack 10, unfortunately, that's a bit of a caller for him. Here with the King 10, we faced a check raise. We are just going to go for a stab here. And we are going to raise up the Queen 9, actually. Yeah, this guy's definitely a fish. Like, this is super sus. So, if he 4-bets, I actually just get this in. We're going to start with a check. We have an open-ended now. I'm going to check back the King 10. Feels a little bit weak, but yeah, I was just a bit worried about that. So just when we face the check raise on the flop. This is really weird now. This would like always be a fold versus like a good player, but I have a feeling this guy is definitely not a good player. He's just clicking buttons. So we are going to call our open ender. We have a bit of showdown with the ace high as well. Yeah, this guy's doing funky shit. So just something to keep an eye on. He's did win that one, but we had plenty of equity. That's going to be fold. This is like not normally a defend versus sizing, but this guy's pretty sus. So we are trying to get involved as much as possible. And we're basically just hoping he just blasts off. So we're just going to keep checking. No real point trying to get value. And yeah, we're just going to see him we're just going to call down basically every river here. I don't care if it's like the 7 of spades. I'm going to call every river. Now we're actually going to jam every river. I'm going to jam this. Jam, jam, jam. Please bet big. And unfortunately, he gives it up. Going to be curious to see what he had here. I really should be playing that, actually. Going to start with a call. And he had 10-4 off. So he actually gave up with a 10 high, which is actually rather curious. But you can do, yeah, like when he's playing like stuff like 10-4 off to like 3.5x, like we're going to have to start making some pretty large adjustments based on this. So I would expect this is going to be a pretty crazy stream. We're either going to win a bunch or lose a bunch. I don't imagine there's going to be too much in the middle here. I assume this must be him, and he must have lost like spewed off a stack in the meantime, because I cannot see the 600 anymore. Yeah, this guy, we'll actually stack off with this, to be honest. Like if he 4-bets, I'm actually just going to stack off versus him. And here we just want to give him a chance to bluff. Just going to give him all the rope in the world, and we're just going to keep checking. Just going to keep checking. Aces here without a heart is actually pretty interesting. We're going to have to be pretty careful. And we've rolled pretty low, so we are actually just going to check there. It's just like not good enough to play for stacks for anymore, and we're just going to get in like a bunch of trouble. Like these like flush turns are really good for the caller and quite bad for the raiser. Like obviously we do have a bunch of flushes too, but our hand just does not perform very well versus check raise. Not super stoked about this river, but I think ace is just way too good. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that is what it is. Not really a whole lot we can do there. Cool. All right. Could have lost a lot more. So I think we lost the absolute minimum on that one. All right. What are the stats in my HUD? Basically, I have like VPIP, PFR. Those are the main ones I'm just using just to identify fish. And then this is just like the aggression and like the 3-bet frequency. Like I don't really use a whole lot, to be honest, because like you don't get many hands versus people. So like it doesn't make sense to have like a super detailed HUD. Like you just want to have like the basic stats. You know, I don't get like a ton of hands on people, so like I don't need like just a ton of stats. We are going to raise this. We actually have like a really good draw here. Actually, we're just going to call. That is pretty good. I'm not too worried about a flush here, to be honest. I'm just going to get it in versus this guy as well. If this guy jams, I'd probably have to actually consider folding. Oh, this really sucks. I actually just think we're never good here. I actually just don't think we're ever any good. This really sucks. But I'm going to fold this. He's just never bluffing. But yeah, it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but I just think we're dead there, like literally like all the time. King 6 here will be a call. Can 4-bet sometimes as well, but mostly calling now. And we are going to be letting it go on this flop versus any real sizing. When we get a check though, this is actually quite a good hand to stab with. Like we don't want to stab with anything with like a ton of equity, but we do have some backdoors. So stuff like this like works really well. Like if we had King 6 at hearts, we'd actually rather check it back and try to realize our like our equity. But here it's actually pretty good. And here we want to give ourselves stuff a size that we can bluff with like. This hand just needs to get barreled off basically. But you know, we don't want to like actually barrel a ton of clubs because like our clubs like actually have a ton of equity. Like if we had a single club kind of hand, it wouldn't be the best. And this is just going to be a jam. We have king high. We're going to pray for a fold. Oh, queen 10, that hurts, but not much we can do there. Not a whole lot. We got king high, and we get to the river like that. Not much we can do. Going to be defending here with the sixes, actually. Yeah, we are going to defend. Cool. Things are going to get interesting now. We have an open-ender. I don't love this. But we're definitely not folding the flop. I don't care if he jams. I'm definitely going to call this. Going to be checking again. All right, polls ended, and it's a tie. Going to be calling. Going to check this. Is that 7 good for us? I don't even know. Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see what happens here. I mean, you really shouldn't like be going super nuts on these mono boards. Like, these boards are pretty good for us. All right, we're going to be calling sixes here. I just don't see much else to do. Oh, what an awful river. Oh, why do we have to have rivers like this? This is where we just pray for a check. Pray for a check and we maybe get the bluff through. Please don't bet. It was definitely calling down as well. That is an awful, awful river. Cool. All right, we have no showdown. We're going to tank for a bit, make it look like we're thinking about a decision, but all we're thinking about is please, please fold. We like tank. We like tank. Going to be calling here. Oh, I mean, like, that's just always calling, my dude. Such a... that is what it is. This is going to be a fold, though. Unfortunate. I thought we were going to get him off queens there for a second. That would have been good, but unfortunately, that puts a bit of a dampener on the day. Going to be opening that, but we flop 2 pair here. Going to be starting off with something like that. This is going to be a check. We're just going to go actually just overbet this now. Gonna fold. Gonna fold. It's pretty close, and we obviously have to check this back now. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that we get counterfeit, but not really much else to do. Have a gut shot here, so not fold and flop. Gonna start with a call. And like, this is a pretty good combo to like take a stab at it with. Like, we don't really mind if we get check jammed on and we have to fold our equity. You know, if we get check called, like obviously we have like, you know, probably a 9 to get there. And you know, not feeling great when he snap calls a turn. Yeah, we're getting a really good price on a bluff here as well. We're gonna rip it. No cheap showdowns. Hey, there we go. Jack 10 gets it done. Good luck, us. Yeah, just like pretty sus, to be honest. I mean, he's like pretty weak there. He just looks like he's trying to buy a cheap showdown. So not a bad little spot to go for a little bluff raise. So always nice when we get it through. Gonna start 8-6 off with a call. And gonna be checking this. think our pair of eights is good enough to go for a little bit of value here, so we're going to go for it. And king queen, we're just going to call. Don't really want to like get blasted off like, you know, our hand's really strong, so, you know, 4-betting here this deep doesn't seem great. Could do some check raising, could do some check calling. I think this deep we're going to start with a check call though. And we got called by pocket sevens there, so nice to get a little bit of value with 8-6. Cool. We're going to go for like a big bet and rep that top boat. Hoping for a call. Interesting to see what he does, but yeah, he just folds. Alrighty, ace jack off, going to be continue here. 6-7, going to be continue. Pretty good flop here for the ace jack, particularly with the ace of clubs, and pretty good flop here with the king 5. So, going to kick this one off with a call. Going to be calling in both spots actually, and we're going to be 3-betting here. You guys didn't miss too much. I think there was like a bluff pot or something, but that's really about it. And that is a fantastic turn. There we go. Stream restarted. Going to be in for some like value here. Win the pot up the top. All right, bottom set. Not going to be raising. No raising. No 4-bet pot. Unfortunately, we get the fold there. Obviously, because like, you know, he has kings, he has jacks, he has a bunch of stuff better than us, but we ain't going to be folding. Good sizing down here by him, but we are going to continue. Versus 3-bet, we're going to like, I think with the 10 we do want to bet, just because like we don't block a bunch of his stuff that like has equity against us, so we're going to do that. And we are just going to call here. Pretty good river. Please no jacks, please no kings. Ace 5, no good. And we're going to have to call off the jack 10 here, unfortunately. Fortunately, no good. All right, 8-4. Going to be versus short stack. We are going to defend this actually. Pretty nice flop. Going to be just looking to pile in money here. Would normally be going for a bit of a smaller size, but since we can assume this is a recreational, we're going to go just a bit bigger. He's going to be pretty inelastic. Going to be folding Jack 9 here though. Obviously this is not a great turn for us, but versus him we just don't really mind, and we're going to keep barreling for value. You know, it's not great for our range. Like, you know, obviously like we have less sets now. He could also have like a bunch of boats, but like, you know, we just don't really worry about a player like this short, and we're just going to play our hand like super face up. Cool, and we get paid. There we go. And he had 8-9, so yeah, like I think that's a pretty good way to play versus someone like that. So that worked out pretty well. And yeah, versus the really small sizing, definitely defending the Queen 8. It's a pretty small sizing on the flop, so we are going to stick around for at least one more card. That's a pretty good one. Gonna see what he does now. Yeah, versus half pot, not really a whole lot of point in raising, so we are just going to call. Hope to get there. And yeah, we've got there. Really just hoping we are not up against a boat, but good luck us. And yeah, Queen's no good. Going to start with a call tonight. Pretty good flop. Really good flop. So even versus like big sizing, we're still going to have some check raises. Stuff like this definitely wants to get in there. So we're going to do that. I mean, you're not meant to have a ton of raises for stuff like this, but it's basically like top 2 and bottom set. Gonna be barreling here. Obviously, like, we could be beat, but, you know, still think there's plenty of value to be had. And we have to call this off. Cool, cool. There we go. Another stack. Always good to see. Not super stoked when he jams that turn, to be honest, because I really don't expect like too many people to just like blast their draws there. But obviously he was a non-believer. Gonna fold that. Burst the pot. And pretty easy fold down here. Pretty good flop here. And deep here, ace-9 is a really, really good call. Could consider from some like 4-betting, but gonna call this time with the king-4 as well. Rolled pretty low, so we do want some flush draws. Very interesting he goes for this big size in here. Normally you want to go really small on mono boards out of position, but that's fair. Could go for the check raise, could just bet enormous ourselves. I think we are just going to bet enormous ourselves. And we gotta check this back. Like this is not a spot where we want to pile in money. Got to be thinking about if he bets the river what we want to call. I'm going to assume he's a little bit sus that he went half pot. Like, it's pretty close here what we do. I think I'm going to call this. I don't love it though. Queen 10, no good. Cool. Versus the guy that's a small 3-betting. Pretty easy call here. Not going to be folding this turn either. Unless maybe versus a jam. But even then, I am pretty inclined to stick around. I like my hand. Yeah, versus this size, and we are going to be calling. Not loving this spot, to be honest, but and this is like probably one of the best run outs we can get with like pocket 4s. Like, yeah, he has all the overpairs, but we like unblock a bunch of stuff that we want him to bluff with, and we get a pretty nice price. So, gonna be calling. King 9, no good. And Jack 9. All right, we've almost got those 500 big blind stacks going, my guys. We're up about 3K for the day as well, which is nice. Very, very nice. King Queen, gonna start off with a small bet. Actually, yeah, no, we are gonna start off with a small bet. I was tempted to go for the check raise, but you know, there's enough cards that kill some action. Just gonna bet big now. He is going to be pretty inelastic. I just want to leave like fuck all behind on the river. And pretty easy jam here. Obviously we could be beat by some stuff, but not enough to be worried. And whatever he's called with, that was no good. That's a half stack. You take him. Really good beers. Really, really good beers in Belgium. It's like really, really good stuff they've got. They got like the Trappist beers and stuff. Normally like super, super strong. You get like really, really tanked off like fuck or alcohol. But yeah. The girls are gonna, bro. It's actually pretty funny. I'm actually like omega scared of like bluffing this and getting wrecked by King High. I actually think we're good here. I actually think King High, Queen High is good. Oh, I'm gonna look so stupid if I'm wrong. All right, Queen High call. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that really sucks. Oh no! I can't believe he bluffed King High. Gonna start this off with the C-bet. Gonna go big bet or check here. I mean, I'm gonna check this actually. Gonna be calling this. I'm not loving the sizing, but really, really not super stoked about this. A pretty easy call. I'm gonna call this. I don't love it though. Versus really small 3-bet, we're definitely defending. Could 4-bet it actually, but I'm pretty sure the guy's a bit sus, so I'd rather just play as a call. Pretty good flop. Definitely going to check raise. You got your roll pretty high. There's a bunch of like really good turns for us as well. Could be playing for stacks at some point. Queen 8. We give a gut shot now to a 10. Could go for the check raise. Can just barrel as well. Looks like we're up against 2 fish, so we're going to do this. I am not very happy here. We have dick in our hand. Fortunately, I am not giving up with queen high. Oi, there we go. And we get it through. This sucks, but I am definitely calling this. Oh. It's an interesting way to play that, but I don't think there's much else we can do. Because we're so deep, I actually don't really want to 4-bet this, so just going to play in position and flop top 2. Good result. Depending on what he bets, we're going to raise. Versus sizing, I actually don't really want to raise. Want to give him a chance if he's blasting to blast off, even though we are deep. Uh, 8-7, always going to be defender. And we're going to check the queen 10 again. Obviously, not the best river in the world. Would have liked to have raised if we knew that was coming, but you know, no time to change. I'm going to go for something like this. Interesting what we do here. I'm actually going to check the queen high. I think we're going to have to bluff this, or raise it. Sorry, raise this for value. Feels pretty thin. Please don't snap. Alrighty, there we go. Get paid. Is I wonder what he had. Very, very curious here. Gonna keep betting the 2-3. Wonder what he had. Felt pretty thin going for value there with the old ace jack, but obviously worked out. We're gonna raise this. Queen 10. Ace 7. A little ambitious. Now, we have to give this up, but yeah. Something like this, I think makes a ton of sense. Praying for a fold, or getting there. Fold is good. Alrighty, session is firing. Can we get the 1K stack on stream? That is the question. You know, we're pretty deep. We've got 800 on one, 500 on the other. You know, zone is good. 1K is shit. It is what it is. We're up. What are we up? We're up about 5K today. Up about 5K. Alrighty, gonna defend here with the pocket twos. Don't love seeing that sizing, but gonna defend at least one. We are just gonna check back this turn. Obviously, our hand could do with a little bit of protection, but we are just gonna try to shut it down now. Alrighty, pretty big 4-bet. We get to let this go. I think we even get to let it go versus normal sizing. I'm not sure, but it's pretty close. And we're gonna check back the king jacket. Oof, oof. Puts us in the bin. We are just gonna fold. They're just gonna fold. Alrighty, queen 9, gonna be a 3-bet. Ace 7, gonna be called. Pretty big size here, so we're gonna let this go. But and we get to fold that as well. Gonna check this back. These like ace high, jack high boards, when they're like mono, aren't particularly good for us. They block like a lot of our flush cards, so you normally prefer like the low mono boards, but we are going to go for like a little bit of like a protection bet here. It's a bunch of stuff that can call us its worst. Not going to love it if we get check raised, but sometimes you gotta do it. Going to 3-bet 8s here as well. Actually going to leave this table after this as well. Pretty good flop. Well, not for our range, but good flop for our hand. So we're going to start with a check range. And we are going to... We're going to do something on this flop. We'll do something if he bets. Just no check back 9 of diamonds. All right. That's a pretty big bet. I think the play is just a jam. I don't think we make it any smaller. Yeah, I think we just jam. Aces. Oh. He's gone for the slow play, and unfortunately that has not worked out for my man. Bad luck. Bad luck. No 4-bet. Interesting choice. Gets punished. Gonna call. Pretty good flop for us. Gonna check this back. Gonna start with a 25% bet. He probably still has a bit of ace king here, just given how deep we are. And obviously he has like 8s. He probably should have aces as well. Maybe a little bit of kings. But we're gonna just start off with a small bet. Gotta be a little bit careful here. Like, it is a 4-bet pot. Thresholds are a little bit different. Not a heap to protect from. Like, he's gonna have like ace jack, ace 10. He could also have like maybe some ace 9. We are a little bit deep. Ace 2 is good. So we're going to check this back. Going to have a bit of a decision on the river. He does check. I am very inclined to think my ace queen is good. Can I get value though? Ace jack, ace 10. Yeah, I think there's enough value here. Just going to go for a half pot. Going to find it really awkward if we get jammed on, but that just is what it is. Cool. There we go. Easy. Wonder what we got called by. And yeah, we are going to raise this. Well, Charles. That's just funny. What did he have? Ace jack, yeah. So we did get some thin value. So, oh, it's nice getting thin value. Pretty good flop here for the king queen of spades. Going to be overbetting the turn. All right, you're going to be folding.